Alright, so one of the things that I have come to realize is the more I talk about lifestyle stuff other than just style and grooming and fitness, when I started dressing and when I basically crossed that line into sort of self-help, which, you know, I guess kind of everything I talk about is a little bit self-help for the most part, I realized that I'm opening up a can of worms. Well, in an attempt to deal with some issues that I've been sort of seeing surface and bubbling up, percolating if you would, I thought that we would slow things down a little bit today and I could talk about something that's incredibly important, and that is mental illness. Before I dive into this video, I would like to issue the disclaimer that I am in no way, shape, or form claiming to be an expert in depression, anxiety, mental illness. I'm just a guy, and I've been getting a ton of emails from a lot of people who are having a tough time basically managing life. So let's just get started, right? I don't know that there's any easy segue into discussing this. So I've been getting emails. Some of the emails range from a severe lack of motivation. Guys are just having a severely difficult time getting moving, getting motivated, and really finding that passion and purpose. Other guys have more severe social anxiety where they don't want to go out, they don't want to be social because they have so much anxiety associated with this. Other guys just don't feel like they're valuable or that they're worthless and they feel a little bit hopeless. And other guys are just suffering from straight up depression. So if I'm getting like 20 emails, I know that the issue and the problem is much larger than that. And so, because the vast majority of people don't email me and don't reach out. But ultimately what these people are wondering, and what you may be wondering at home, is, do I have any advice if this is you? And I absolutely do. My advice is get help. Hear me when I say this. You do not need to feel like this. You're not supposed to feel like this. There is treatment and there is help available, but the most difficult step is that first one, actually seeking help. In most cases and situations, and most effective, is the two-pronged approach, all right? You've got talk therapy combined with medication, all right? Talking to a therapist and getting on some medication. And so now I would like to go over some things to remember if you decide to go and seek help. Thing to remember, number one, is that clinical depression and anxiety disorders are serious medical conditions, all right? This is not just like you're bummed out, you'll feel better in a week, all right? I did a video that talks about the difference between depression and being bummed out. If you missed that video, there's a link down in the description. But the deal is, right, you're depressed. Something great could happen. Somebody could be like, here's $1 million. Wow, you feel a little better for a little bit, but you come right back down, all right? When dealing with depression and anxiety disorders, it's something in your brain, all right? You need to get help in order to overcome and give yourself the tools in order to overcome this. Getting yourself help. Tip number two. Is it a tip? Is it, I don't know, words of wisdom. All right, remember, like I said earlier in the video, that a lot of times treatment is a two-pronged approach and works best this way. All right, the medication is great, right? It gets things working a little bit better in your brain so that you have the tools to overcome what's bothering you. But therapy, talking about and getting deeper into the issues as to why you're feeling, or maybe why you experience some of this depression or anxiety, is also a key component to getting better and feeling better about yourself. Leading us to getting help, tip number three, is there are good therapists and there are bad therapists. And sometimes you gotta try a few in order to find the right one that's going to work best for you, all right? Because I would hate for you to go to a therapist, sit down, have one session, and this guy not be, or girl not be that great, and be like, therapy stinks, it's not for me, all right? Let me tell you, you might have to try multiple therapists before you find that right one. Transitioning seamlessly into tip number four, which is all medications were not created equal, all right? This is why it's so important to work with a healthcare professional, all right? Because you may get on something, or they may prescribe you something, you may try it for a while, and it just might not be right for you. But that's okay. There are other ones out there. A lot of times it takes a few trials to find that medication that's going to be perfect for you. And seeking help, tip number five, is the most difficult step is the first one. Admitting that you do need some help a lot of times is tough. You're like, you know, we're taught to be self-sufficient. And depending on the culture that you've grown up with, or maybe your upbringing, you know, sometimes people, you know, are meant are made to feel like it's something wrong with them or they're defective. And I'm here to tell you guys, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you, all right? You're going through an issue and you got something that needs to be dealt with, but the best thing you can do for yourself is to seek help, all right? It's out there, all right? Google searches, anxiety disorder, depression, doctors. You can find therapists in your area. Talk to your parents if you feel comfortable about that. School counselor, teacher, friends, parents, friends. I mean, guys, I'm just here to say that you do not, and when you do not need to feel this way. Unfortunately, I cannot help. I am not qualified. I appreciate the emails, and I am just blown away with just, I'm humbled, and I am amazed that you would trust me and you would open up to me the way that you do. But unfortunately, I'm not qualified. I can't help. But there are people out there that can. But the first person that needs to help you is you. All right, let me wrap this baby up so you can get on with getting yourself some help. Guys, if you currently are experiencing depression, anxiety disorders, or you're just not feeling good about yourself, before you sink any deeper into the hole or depression, get help. It's out there. It will work. Guys, you deserve to be happy. You're beautiful. You're special. You just need to help yourself feel better about yourself. I know you can do it, and I believe in you, and I'm proud of you, and I think you're awesome.